So I'm calling to order the Monday, July 19th. This is the special city council meeting in the city of Bel Air Beach. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, the roll, please.
Councilmember Robin Aki.
Here.
Councilmember Frank Banker.
Here.
Councilmember Glenn Gunn.
Here.
Councilmember Leslie Notero.
Here.
Councilmember Rita Swope.
Here.
Vice Mayor Dave Gaddis.
Here.
Mayor Joseph Manzo.
Here.
City Manager Lynn Reeves.
Here.
Item 1 is consideration of setting the tentative millage rate for FY 2021 through 2022. No other information. First motion.
So moved.
Moved by Leslie Notero.
Second.
Second by Dave Gaddis. Leslie Notero. Into that mic, Leslie. I can't hear you. I'm 2 feet away from
Read the city manager's memo about the proposed setting a tentative millage rate, and I totally agree with him that setting it at 2.0394 mils is appropriate. And we have to remember, we can always come back, but we can't go higher. So I think this is a wise move to do at this point.
I'm agree with you, Councilmember Notaro. Thank you.
Any other council comments? I'm going to go to city managers. Lynn, would you like to extrapolate on your memo?
Yeah, Mayor and Council, this is part of the requirement of the tax season that we have to turn in the tentative millage rate. It's as high as we can go, whatever we set with the tentative. Of course, you could set it much higher. If you look on the second page, you could set it to 2.3793 or 2.6172, but I'm not requesting that. What I'm requesting is to maintain the millage as it is right now. There will be 2 other votes, September 8th at 6 o'clock, and the final public hearing will be September 20th at 5 o'clock. The tentative millage rate, the estimate is 2.0394, and we estimated a 96% collection rate, which would bring in $1,251,315. But at this point, this is tentative, so I want to make that perfectly clear. So I'm asking for the council to give me approval to submit this to the property treasurer.
This will be submitted for August 3rd, I think. On the calendar. Yeah, something like that. As Leslie Notaro said, this is an upper limit. We can't go above it. In the future, we can go down. So this is not an endorsement in any way, shape, or form that this should be our final millage rate. It's really just setting a cap on ourselves that we're not going to go above. And you've given us 4 different scenarios over here. So that's all I wanted to say on it. So it is a cap. So it's not an endorsement of this budget or that rate.
No.
Let's go. Okay, just want to make that clear. Any other council comments? Citizens? No citizen comments. Back to council. Leslie, you have the last word. We're going to propose we don't have a rate proposed here, so I think maybe the best way to do it is just to poll each person and ask what rate they want. I think I know how this is going to probably wind up. So you got to pick one of the 4. So it's that simple.
I move that we adopt a 2.0394 mils as our tentative millage rate.
Okay, so then we're going to have an amended motion.
I second that.
Okay, open for discussion. None? Citizens? Back to council. We have an amended motion. This is just, Frank?
Yes. Could you repeat the rate?
Okay, so right now there's a motion just to amend the rate so that we can vote on the rate. So you're not voting on the rate. This is just, can we vote on a rate? And that's going to be 2.0394. Leslie made that motion. It was seconded.
Thank you.
I think she already made the motion.
Yeah, I thought that was my original motion.
No, your original motion was consideration of setting the tentative millage rate for FY 21-22. There's no rate specified. So now we're specifying a rate.
I thought you said
I thought I said 2.03.
and somebody seconded it. Was it you, Rita?
No.
On the afterward. We can't go off the agenda. The agenda says consideration of setting the rate. You gave 4 options. Next time, we want to put in 2.0394, if that's what you want, then we can vote on that or shoot it down. So now she's making the motion to amend. Don't worry, it's going to pass the 2.394. So basically, no other comments, back to council, no other council comments. The motion right now is simply to amend the question to make the rate 2.0394 mils. That's correct, Leslie? That's what you want?
Yes,
Don't shake your head. If it's not what you want, I won't do it, okay?
yes.
Okay, good. So, Patty, if you would call the roll. This is just to amend. This is not an affirmation of the rate. It's just to amend the question that we're going to vote on next.
Councilmember Swope,
Yes.
Councilmember Notaro,
Yes,
Councilmember Gunn,
Aye.
Councilmember Banker,
Yes.
Councilmember Aki,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Gaddis,
Aye.
Mayor Manzo.
Aye. So 7-0, the question is amended, and now we'll call this question. This is consideration of setting the tentative millage rate for 2021, FY 2021 through 20, sorry, I did that wrong. Take that back. Start all over again. Consideration of setting the tentative millage rate for FY 2021 through 2022 at 2.0394 mils. Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Swope, Councilmember Notaro,
aye.
Councilmember Gunn,
Aye.
Councilmember Banker,
Yes.
Councilmember Aki,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Gaddis,
Aye.
Mayor Manzo.
Aye. 7-0. Tentative millage rate is 2.0394.
Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Very welcome. Next, authorize the city manager to execute a purchase order to transfer design services from engineers. Okay?
Yeah.
Frank still with us?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just reread it. Authorize city manager. Maybe we should make a motion to get working audio-video equipment.
I turned it off.
Thank you. Authorize city manager to execute a purchase order to transfer design services from Engineering Sciences Group to Duell Associates. The explanation is transfer of agreement with ESG Inc. to Duell Associates due to unforeseen circumstances for completion of the 12th and 13th Street stormwater water project in the amount of $32,000. First, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Rita Swope. Second,
Second.
Dave Gaddis. Rita Swope.
I'll defer to the city manager.
City manager?
Yes, Mayor and Council, as I stated that previously that the engineer that we originally has a personal situation and is not able to complete the task currently, and we need to move this project forward. I went to one of our engineering firms under contract, and they gave me a price of $32,000 to take over this, so I'm asking for authorization to transfer the PO. We'll cancel the PO to ESG. And just so you're aware, I have been in contact with the engineer's wife and told her we were planning to do this if the council approved it. So they are aware of it.
I have a question for you on that, okay? Because we have a contract with the other engineer?
Both of them we do.
We did, okay. So have they provided us something in writing saying that they will be breaching this contract, that they're not going to be able to complete it due to these circumstances?
Unfortunately, not getting into the details, the engineer is not available to do that.
Does the engineer have a standby engineer who handles his
No.
business?
No.
That was my concern. Because this is an anticipatory breach of the contract, and I mean, I totally agree with you going out and getting this with somebody else, you have to do that. But before you do that, we need to make sure that we're legally covered, because right now, and I'm not your city attorney, Fred Riley should be talking to you on this one, but I think what, you're gonna need something from them saying they can't do it other than a telephone call from his wife. That's my opinion. I think Fred should get the last word on this one, to make sure that we're legal, because when you let this other contract out, I mean, I don't know this situation, I don't know where the engineer is, I don't know, if, I'm not even gonna speculate what's wrong, but he comes back and he goes, well, who let my contract go, so I understand this, this stuff happens, but we have
I
to
guess
cover
it's
ourselves.
to, going forward, if you approve this with the caveat that I talked to Fred about it and see if I can get something, it's not gonna come from the engineer, I can tell you that, but I don't want to discuss this situation. It's not.
You need authorization tonight, or can this wait till August 2nd?
I would like authorization tonight to go forward subject to Fred's approval.
Somebody want to amend this?
I'll go ahead.
Okay, Glenn, go ahead.
So I would like to amend this so that we can provide a transfer agreement with the stipulation from the city attorney that we have the city attorney's approval to move forward on this. And with the city attorney's approval, we can go ahead and execute the changeover of the purchase order.
So I might just add with regard to the old contract, for exiting the old contract.
Well, it's a purchase order. It's not.
Even that purchase order, it's a purchase order is a contract, it's still a contract, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it? Okay. We have a second? Second by Robin Aki. Any discussion on that? Back to you. Citizens? Back to you, Glenn. We're going to vote on that amendment right now. So this will amend, Glenn, tell me if I say this incorrect in any way, shape, or form. We're going to amend, getting better. Authorization to get the city manager to execute a purchase order to transfer design services from engineering services group to Duell Associates. We're going to add to that with the city attorney's approval with regard to exiting the old purchase order / contract. Okay, so we're not giving the full authorization, this is just to amend that question, then I'll call it again. I think we can do this one as a voice vote, right, Patty? It's not a
Yes.
resolution or an ordinance, okay. So all in favor of just the amendment, aye? Anyone opposed? It's 7-0 on the amendment, now I'll read it and we'll call the question. There's no other comments, right, from citizens or council? Okay, authorization of for the city manager to execute a purchase order to transfer design services from Engineering Sciences Group, Inc. to Duell Associates. And the amendment piece of this is to add the provision that the city attorney is to approve the transfer out of the old contract or purchase order to his satisfaction. That will be the go-ahead for you. That's a condition precedent before you can operate, okay? Lynn? All right, and a yes vote will get this moving along. I'll do a voice vote on this. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? I got 7-0. So Lynn, as amended, please go forward. If there's a problem, bring that to us. And
I'll update you.
I was going to say, and if it's that much of an emergent matter, I mean, I could call a special council meeting if you can't wait till the next meeting in August if you don't get that answer. I'm sure Fred could come up with a solution for you pretty easily. All right, there's nothing else on the agenda. The next item is adjournment. Let's see, a motion?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, everyone.